Let's be honest, the world of finance can feel like a total maze, right? Every headline, every stock ticker, every bit of jargon, it feels like another turn, maybe another dead end. But what if you had a map? Well, today, we're going to draw that map. We're finding the clear path through the modern money maze. I mean, just look at this stuff. Every single day, you're hit with a tidal wave of financial terms. It's a language all its own. From these complex products on Wall Street to some really exotic sounding contracts in the Asian markets. It almost feels like it's designed to be intimidating, to make you feel like you're on the outside looking in. So if you're feeling even a little bit lost in this flood of data and headlines and hot takes, you are absolutely not alone. But here's the good news. There is a structure to all this madness, and we're about to map out the entire financial ecosystem using 3 simple pillars. This is your guide out of that maze. Okay, let's start at the very beginning with pillar number 1, the exchanges. I want you to think of these as the absolute bedrock, the fundamental source where all market activity and all that data is born. So what exactly is an exchange? Well, at its core, yeah, it's a marketplace. But for our map, what's really important is that it's the official starting line. Every single stock price, every trade, every little bit of raw, unbiased financial data, it all originates right here. So what do these places actually do all day? Well, think of them as the market's operating system. They're the gatekeepers, deciding which companies get to go public in the first place. They are the official scorekeepers, providing that constant stream of real-time data that powers every financial app on your phone. And they're the referees, setting and enforcing the rules of the game to try and keep things fair for everyone. And this system, it's truly global. You've got giants like NASDAQ in the US and Europe, which is home to the world's biggest tech companies. Over in Asia, the HKX is this crucial gateway to the huge Chinese markets. And down under in Australia, the ASX handles everything from shares to futures. They all have their own local flavors and specialties, but they share one core job: creating the pure, raw data of the market. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar and see how this all connects. We've got all this raw data from the exchanges, but let's face it, numbers on a screen don't tell a story by themselves, and that's where the news hubs come in. These platforms are the great interpreters. They take the cold, hard numbers, a stock price moving up or down, and they wrap a narrative around it. They give us the why. They turn simple data points into headlines, into analysis, into stories that influence millions of investment decisions every single day. Now, not all financial news is created equal. It pretty much comes in 2 distinct flavors. On one side, you've got outlets that are laser-focused on specific stock picks. You've seen the headlines, the next crypto to explode. They're talking directly to investors who are hunting for that next big idea. And on the other side, you've got the hubs that are all about the big picture, economic reports, global market moves, for investors who need to understand the larger forces at play. And the news hub ecosystem is incredibly diverse. You can get that minute-by-minute breaking news from a place like CNBC, or you can get deep dive research reports from Zacks. You can find retirement planning advice from MarketWatch, and you can even tap into the real-time social buzz and sentiment on platforms like StockTwits. Each one serves a totally different purpose in your personal information diet. So where does the media put most of its energy? Well, the vast majority, we're talking around 70%, is all about breaking news and specific stock analysis. The rest is split between broader economic trends and personal finance. The takeaway here is pretty clear. The financial media is overwhelmingly focused on what is happening right now. Okay, so we have the raw data from the exchanges. We have the stories from the news hubs. Our third and final pillar is where we put it all into practice. This is where the trading gateways come into the picture. A trading gateway, you probably know it as a broker, is simply your access point. It is the piece of technology that connects you, the individual investor, to that massive, complex world of stock exchanges we talked about in Pillar 1. I mean, without these gateways, the market is just something you read about. With them, you can actually participate. And these gateways are innovating at an absolutely breakneck pace. I mean, look at a platform like eToro. They've basically built a social network right into their app with features like CopyTrader, which lets you literally mirror the strategies of other investors. It's a completely different way to think about the market. Then you've got a platform like Robinhood, whose entire mission, really, is to lower the barrier to entry. 0 commissions, 24-hour trading on some assets, and an interface that's designed to be super simple. They've brought millions of new people into the market. And then, on the other end of the spectrum, you have the giants like Charles Schwab. They tend to cater to more experienced traders and investors, offering these professional-grade platforms like Thinkorswim, which are just packed with advanced charting tools and tons of educational resources. The point is, there's a platform out there for every single style. So here it is. This is where it all clicks together. Let's follow the journey. It starts when a company lists on an exchange like NASDAQ. That's pillar one, pure data. Instantly, news hubs like CNBC create a story around that data. That's pillar two, the narrative. And finally, you read that story, you open your trading app, and you place an order. That's pillar three, the action. See the path? Data becomes a story, and that story drives your decision. All right, now that we understand the whole ecosystem, let's make this practical. How do you build a personal toolkit that actually works for you? The very first step is a little self-reflection. You gotta ask yourself, what kind of investor am I? Am I a fast-moving day trader, a long-term set-it-and-forget-it type? Or am I someone who thrives on community ideas and social buzz? Your answer to this question really does change everything. For example, a day trader, they live and die by their tools. They absolutely need advanced charting and instant data. A long-term investor, on the other hand, is going to rely way more on deep research reports and portfolio analysis. And then you have the social investor, who's going to get the most value out of community forums and features like copy trading. It's all about matching the tool to your specific task. So here's your action plan. It's 4 simple steps. 1. Know yourself. What are your goals? 2. Curate your information flow. Don't just drink from the fire hose. Pick your sources wisely. 3. Pick the right trading gateway for your style. And finally, number 4, start small. Learning by doing is so powerful, but you don't need to risk it all just to learn the fundamentals. And to wrap this all up, let's take a quick peek at where this is all heading. Because that neat separation we just drew between our 3 pillars, well, it's starting to disappear. The lines are definitely blurring. You've got social platforms like StockTwits using AI to give you data-driven insights. You've got trading apps that pull in news feeds and social sentiment directly. That whole flow we talked about, from data to story to action, it's getting shorter and shorter. Sometimes it happens in just a matter of seconds, all inside a single app. And this rapid convergence leaves us with a really critical question. As information gets faster and the sources just keep multiplying, being a smart investor is no longer about who gets the data first. It's about who knows what to trust. And that is the real key to navigating the modern money maze.